Bronx CSA is an initiative that brings the community together to build the resources to transform the South Bronx into an affordable food haven. They do this through agriculture education and training. Through these programs, they create access to healthy foods while allowing local farmers to thrive in a competitive environment. Here to tell us more is the coordinator of the South Bronx CSA, Steven Deheeger, and farmer Sergio Nolasco. Welcome to the show, gentlemen, and it's exciting to hear about this as to what's happening actually in the South Bronx, considering that it's not commonly known as a food haven paradise.
Exactly. Well, thanks for having us. So basically, like you said, we're the South Bronx CSA.
And CSA stands for?
CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture.
Community Supported Agriculture.
Right, and we're actually one of the many CSAs around New York City. And like you said, it's a way for local farmers to compete against agribusiness while, in our case, supporting people that could not otherwise get fresh food because they live in a food desert like the South Bronx.
And these local farmers come from where, Sergio?
I'm from New Jersey. I come from New Jersey, Sussex County.
Sussex County?
Yes.
That's not around the corner.
I'm very close.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So, and what do you farm?
We farm and
what kind of food do you
vegetables. We do different kind of vegetables, cantaloupes, watermelons.
Okay.
Yes.
And you bring them to the Bronx?
We bring to the Bronx every week. We just bring to delivery, and I mean, people eat fresh.
Yeah, and the products that that Sergio farms, for example, they're sold to whom?
The way it works is basically instead of paying per item, like a farmer's market, what you do is you pay a certain amount of money before the season, before the farmer even plants anything, so that the farmer, instead of struggling to secure a customer base, can have money to work with.
And who is it that pays that? The actual consumer or the intermediary that's going to resell the product?
There's no intermediary. It's the consumer pays before the season, and the money goes straight to the farmers that different CSAs work with. Our CSA is different though, like we said, because it's in a food desert. It's in a low-income community, so we do accept food stamps. We are much more flexible than other CSAs with our payment plans. People can pay every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, if you look at the South Bronx, basically there's 12 supermarkets in the South Bronx for 88,000 people, compared to the Upper East Side that has about 35 for 60,000 people. So there's a huge gap in the availability of fresh food.
Okay.
And if you look at the impact, the South Bronx has 17% diabetes. It's 70% obese and overweight. It's the Head Start is 1 in 3 kids are obese. So the health impacts are just telling of the dire situation. Now,
it's for our viewers' education. Actually, the CSA is it a one location place, or does it have several distribution points? Where do the consumers go to get the food that they've prepaid for?
Right.
How does that work?
Well, we operate out of a community garden in Mott Haven called Brook Park.
Okay.
And we actually operate in collaboration with a non-for-profit called Friends of Brook Park, which is a great group that does agriculture education with kids, murals with schools in the neighborhood, things like that. So we have a website. I have it here.
Sure. Please tell me. The website is friendsofbrookpark.org.
That's right.
/ South Bronx on X.
CSA.
South Bronx CSA. I don't know if we can get a close-up of that, but that's the website and the emblem of the logo, if you will. But now, do you have any connection to another project of a similar nature that goes on in the Bronx, and that's the green carts that they have that are actually lined up on 149th Street in the Mott Haven section there by Lincoln Hospital.
Right.
Does what Sergio farm gets sold to those green cart vendors and then sold, or how does that work? I mean, It's
No, I get some information about that, and but those green cards, they just, I think they go like a Hunts Point.
oh, they go to the market.
And then buy from local farmers. They come sell like wholesale.
Okay.
And they buy some products and they just go to the corner and sell the
Right.
products.
But they don't grow it.
No, they don't grow it.
They
No.
they just sell it.
Right.
There's a middleman in
All
that
right.
situation.
Now, another question that occurs to me is you say that that the consumer will pay in advance
Right.
for what they anticipate
Right.
consuming. Is that correct?
Right.
How do you measure that, and how do you charge them?
Well, we're sliding scale, so people that can afford to pay more subsidize people that can pay less. And basically what we tell people is you get 22 weeks of fresh vegetables every week that are picked the day before. It's enough to feed 3 to 4 people, and it's delicious. Sergio's vegetables are really
And is Sergio your only provider? Or he's just one of them?
Right, he's
Yes.
our only provider, but different CSAs around New York City work with different farmers. So it's really a network of community-based groups that support regional agriculture.
Okay. And how did this all start?
Well,
Oh, we started 5 years ago with the
Okay.
South Bronx. We start with 40 members, and
Okay.
we keep trying, keep trying to do every year.
Okay.
And I mean, everything is well. Everything.
So how many
is
members do
keep
you have
growing.
now? Do you know?
Right now, I start with one CSA, South Bronx CSA, and right now we have altogether 4 CSAs
4
around New York City.
Around New York City. So what you farm, you sell to those 4 CSAs.
Right. Yes.
It's a lot. That's a lot of farming. It's a great concept, actually, to
Yeah.
be able to assist local farmers, obviously,
Right.
to provide the fresh food for these consumers, so that they can eat more healthfully,
Right.
and improve their own diets, and perhaps help reduce the obesity that does exist,
Right,
and
exactly.
in some way contribute perhaps to reducing the impact of asthma,
Right.
which we know is environmental, but nonetheless, maybe some of the fresh food that they can eat is a lot better
Exactly.
than some of the processed foods that are out there.
Right.
Well, gentlemen, it's a wonderful thing. We congratulate you really on your efforts and what you're doing, and certainly bringing this kind of food product to a community that needs it so much is certainly something that we applaud you for, and we wish you continued success. And thanks for being
Thank
with
you.
us.
thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely.